Hi, I'm Dave.
And I'm Jennifer. We are a middle-aged couple with a real fondness for movie theater popcorn and about 4 brain cells.
When I think of movie theater popcorn, I feel a fond fluttering in my heart.
Oh,
No, not
for
really.
you.
For you.
Oh.
Anyway, yeah, we like each other.
Mm-hmm.
We also like movies.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a Regal Unlimited subscription.
Yes, we do.
So we see lots of movies.
Yes, we
and
do.
We are making a video for every movie we see together in 2025.
That is truth.
And we'd like to go to the Monday Mystery Movies.
Mm-hmm.
This is a program that Regal does where you spend...
Not just Regal anymore. There are
Sure.
other chains have stolen the idea.
And we are not associated with or sponsored by the Regal Corporation anyway. But so the Monday Mystery Movie, you pay a very small amount of money, $5 or $7.
$5.
It depends where you do it. And you get to see a movie, but they don't tell you what it is in advance.
Mm-hmm.
And it's typically movies that the production companies or whatever, the studios, they don't think are going to do very well in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
And so they think, okay, get one good weekend where everybody goes to see this movie. Or it's like Netflix saying they want to get a movie out there.
That's how it started. The first
Yeah.
couple of movies were Apple movies.
Yes, that's right.
And that hasn't been the case for a while.
The
like
greatest beer run ever. Or
the
whatever.
greatest beer run ever.
Something.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that was
Yeah.
the first one. But typically, they show movies that are probably not going to find a mass audience, at least not immediately. And they're hoping to get word of mouth out there. They're hoping to get a little buzz going. Sometimes, however, they just show you a big AAA grand tentpole, fantastic, all guns blazing movie.
Yep.
Just for funsies.
Mm-hmm.
And I think to keep people coming back for the Monday Mystery Movie.
Yeah.
Because we've gone to mystery movies that were just deserted. This one was not.
Well, we also usually go to a much smaller theater that even when it's full,
Yeah.
it seats like 40 people. And we were in a theater that is a physically large theater and had quite a few people in it, I think because people had heard that this was going to be the movie. I don't know.
So, like all human mysteries, dating back to the Paleolithic, somebody out there wants to spoil them for you. So you can go on Reddit, the oldest, most trusted website,
Mm-hmm.
and see what people say the movie's going to be. And it turns out that there are people who know or claim to know, and they're usually right. So I knew what the movie was going to be tonight.
I
Jennifer
had not
did
looked.
not. And so I said, oh, it's a movie you probably would not go out of your way to see, but then you would be happy to have seen it.
Mm-hmm.
And was I correct?
I think this was a movie I was planning to see.
All right.
Yeah. So it was Jurassic World Rebirth.
Which you already know because you saw
We
the title
titled
of
the video, yes. So
But
we made
yeah,
you
I don't
hold
know.
on
I don't
for
know
3.5 minutes.
Why am I being coy? Because it's fun. I don't know. Anyway, we saw Jurassic World Rebirth.
Yeah.
Jurassic World Rebirth. Jurassic Park Rebirth.
No, I thought it's called Jurassic World Rebirth.
Okay, it probably.
I mean,
is.
let me just ask.
And it is.
IMDb,
It's a
but,
direct
yeah.
sequel to the Jurassic World trilogy.
Yeah, it's Jurassic World Rebirth.
In the sense that it spends about 2 minutes of the film talking about Jurassic World movies, and that they're over now. They made it very
Yeah.
clear those movies are
Yeah.
over now. So in the Jurassic World movies of the trilogy, the dinosaurs got loose and were living everywhere
Out
on
in the
Earth,
world.
out in the wild, or on bridges and world monuments and so on. So this movie starts out in the first couple minutes telling you, oh no, they just all died.
Because it was too cold for them.
It's too cold. And
Which
they
actually
briefly-
makes sense, because, come on now.
They briefly mention the fact that dinosaurs only existed back in the Jurassic period and previously because
There was
more oxygen in the atmosphere back then. And so larger animals could support themselves better. Just as the largest animal now is the elephant. That it was possible to have larger animals back in 65 million years ago. So they briefly mention that, and they say that the last few dinosaurs are living on some islands in the Caribbean. where
very
somehow
near
the oxygen
very near
level
the
is
equator,
higher.
not the Caribbean,
Yes.
but very near the equator.
And where the oxygen level is higher somehow.
Yeah, like
Well, I mean, it is true that the oxygen level varies greatly around the world. Well, oxygen level in the big cities is much, much lower than it is, say, in, say, a national park. But who knows? It doesn't matter. All that matters is they literally just said, remember the last trilogy? Yeah, done. I'm not going to deal with that anymore. And none of the characters return. So this is a whole bunch of new characters.
Mm-hmm.
We have Scarlett Johansson as a mercenary.
Mm-hmm.
Fascinating casting.
Mm-hmm.
I actually liked her in this. I
Yeah.
thought she was great. She was
Yeah.
playing Black Widow vibes, but friendlier Black Widow vibes, I guess.
Yep.
Mahershala Ali as basically a pirate boat captain.
In effect, yeah.
And he did a great job. And no spoilers, but he
did a great
big part in
job.
the movie. Rupert Friend as an evil businessman, because it can't be a Jurassic Park story without an evil businessman.
Sure, and I mean, I fully understand that. The actual problem is, for the entire movie, I'm like, and I feel like I have seen like interviews on Instagram with this same person on oh my god, my brain is a soup. What's the dude that's not Jimmy Kimmel? Jimmy Fallon. Interviewing who I thought was Orlando Bloom.
Right.
And maybe Jimmy Fallon was interviewing Orlando Bloom, but the man who was in this movie, who for however long the movie is, 2 hours, I'm like...
2 hours and 20 minutes.
2 hours and 20 minutes. I'm like, this is Orlando Bloom.
Nope.
This is not. This is a person named Rupert Friend, who I have seen in movies before, and I think I thought was Orlando Bloom the entire goddamn time. How are you allowed?
He's a slightly slimier Orlando Bloom.
Or it could be Orlando Bloom just playing a slimy character.
Yeah.
So, like, who's in the commercials that I'm seeing for, like, a cruise line?
I don't know.
I thought it was Orlando Bloom, but it could be Rupert Friend, or it could be you. Clearly, I can't tell these people apart.
But we're burying the lead here. Who's the male lead in this movie?
Jonathan Bailey.
Jonathan Bailey. That's like
who was in Wicked.
Who was in Wicked?
That was the singing man in Wicked.
He was the singing man in Wicked.
And dancing man.
As opposed to all the other singing and dancing men.
But like the spinny room dance sequence?
Yes, Fiero.
Yeah.
Who apparently is a much bigger part in Wicked Part 2 for good.
Oh, good.
Well, he's the guy they sent in trick.
I know. I was just joking.
Okay, we're getting way off track here. Anyway, so there's also there's 4 other characters. There's a family of people who none of whom I recognized.
No, I've never seen any of them. I looked at the names in IMDb. I've never heard of any of them.
They're literally there so that a family with some kids can be
in peril.
And they are basically their sailboat gets sunk, and the pirate captain Mahershala Ali picks them up out of the drink and takes them to the Jurassic Park island. It's not Island Nubar. It's not Isla Bonita. It's not the Jurassic Park.
I don't think it's
island.
given a name.
It's not given a name.
Yeah,
it's an island.
Yeah, it's like an abandoned research station.
So this island, we are shown at the very beginning of the movie, is not only breeding dinosaurs. It is breeding mutant dinosaurs, hybrid dinosaurs. Specifically, and I'm going to do a little bit of a spoiler here, 2 mutant dinosaurs, one called a mutodon, which is a type of raptor that does not appear in the movie, as far as I can tell. There were that wasn't a raptor, that was a Dilophosaurus? Whatever, the thing with the frills.
The big thing with the frills.
Yeah.
No. I think the
human-sized thing with the frills.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. That guy's in the commercial.
Yeah, the raptors aren't in the movie.
But I think
in Act 3, it's the flying things, or were they hybrid?
I think those flying things they're mutants.
Flying raptors.
In fact,
why not?
Yeah. And then there's a big mutant thing. That's a big scary mutant thing. I thought that
was
called
D-Rex.
Oh, right.
That's the only name it's ever given. You saw this thing in the trailer. That's why I'm not worried about spoilers here. You saw this thing in the trailer. It looks like a dinosaur version of the xenomorph from Alien. And it is in the movie for about 2 minutes. And
you know what? Here's what I'm going to say about this movie.
yeah.
If you're applying, like, logic, you know, like, the first Jurassic Park movie was about, like, this is the, you know, at the time, this is, like, accurate science about dinosaurs. We're going to show you real dinosaurs. It's really going to feel like real dinosaurs are alive. What this movie, I feel like, did really well in a way that really harkened back to the first couple of Jurassic Park movies is made me feel like many of these things were real. Not all of them,
yes.
but many of them were very, very real. And clearly some of them are still practical effects, and some of them are not. And they felt very, very real. But they're outlandishly ridiculous, not real dinosaurs, right? Like, they're these mutant things. Like, and, you know, they don't... either they don't feel real because they're these outlandish mutants, or they're real dinosaurs, but doing things that make no sense for a dinosaur to do, which all of these movies, to my mind, are things that makes no sense for dinosaurs to do, because why do dinosaurs want to eat people? People are tiny.
So,
and I bet we don't taste as good as lobsters.
It sounds like I'm winding up to my typical Dave disappointment. I am not. I actually liked this movie, and I'll tell you why. The mutant dinosaurs were in the movie for about 2 minutes. They didn't matter. The actual dinosaurs that they were looking for. So this team of people is looking for 3 specific dinosaurs, the biggest dinosaurs that ever lived in land, air, and sea. Don't ask why. It's to get a cure for heart disease.
For reasons. Doesn't matter. Reasons.
It kind of made sense a little bit if you squinted. Didn't matter.
Yeah.
But they need to get samples. And so they're going after the mosasaur, the titanosaurus, and the quetzalcoatlus. These are real dinosaurs.
Yeah.
I don't know why they bother with all this mutant stuff.
Because...
And that 3 dinosaurs that they are actually looking for were like the scary ones and the really interesting ones.
They
and the
are.
There's one moment in this film that I think really stands out when they find the Titanosauruses, like, and they're, you know, in
just
a field,
noodling around.
They're majestic. They are truly majestic. The movie stops for a second and says, you know what, enough plot nonsense. Let's just look at some dinosaurs for a second. And you love it for that. Because that's what the original Jurassic Park did way back in the 90s. And it was amazing. It was amazing when that happened.
Well, what I am going to use as my barometer here is the movie theater we were in was a movie theater that holds a large number of people. And it was pretty close to full. And there were 4 or 5 guys who were probably 20, like 18 or 20, in the row behind us. And I hope they were completely fucked up because they were having such a good time. But they like never shut up, right? But they were sometimes they were talking about other things, and that was annoying. But then they started to get into the movie, and they were this like vocalizing of like stuff about the movie. And every time some insane new dinosaur would come up on the screen, they would be like really excited because it was like, look at this crazy ass dinosaur doing this crazy ass shit. Like that is why people watch these movies.
Yeah.
And mission accomplished, right? And so even with the ridiculous mutated like whatever dinosaur, it was like, oh my God, that's crazy. You know, like that's what people want to see from those movies. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's crazy. Like, it's only the very last, like, most mutated one that for me is like, okay, like, this is just taking it too far. Mm-hmm. But all the ones before that are like nonsense dinosaurs are still like, the first time you see this nonsense dinosaur, it's not a sense of awe. It's look at this monster, right? Like, but like, it's all these interesting monster dinosaurs, and
they're real
that keeps you
dinosaurs,
interested.
and it really feels like these people have tread in a place that time has forgotten,
and they should not be. And I'm just like, dude,
as much as I was like depressed by the first 2 minutes of the film, where they just tell you all the dinosaurs died. Yeah, all the dinosaurs died on the way back to their home planet. Basically, it's a Simpsons reference. Sorry.
Okay.
that I was so glad they just cleared the slate of all the Jurassic World nonsense.
Yes.
Because Jurassic World got way bogged down into these mutant dinosaurs and these recombinated dinosaurs, and it's like...
And Chris Pratt, who was not interesting.
Fine, but just this whole...
Who just needed to big penis the dinosaurs.
The dinosaurs that were like heat-seeking missiles, and you like shone a laser on somebody, and then the dinosaurs would go kill them, and Indominus Rex that could turn itself invisible, or maybe that was a different one. I don't care.
I don't know.
But it could turn itself a dinosaur that can make itself invisible, because of course it had to be Predator. You know, this movie has aliens that had to have Predator.
Yeah.
Whatever, man. That stuff was just nonsense, and it didn't add anything to the idea of Jurassic Park. This movie is absolutely a throwback to the early Jurassic Park movies. I likened it to Jurassic Park 3, which I think is an underrated movie. I think that Jurassic Park 1, of course, is a masterpiece. It's brilliant. It's genius. Jurassic Park 2 is some silly fun, especially once the dinosaurs come to Los Angeles. That part is fun. Jurassic Park 3 is the throwback, right? It's, we have to go back to the island. And it actually has a decent plot, and it's got some really great moments with the dinosaurs. And it doesn't forget that it's a dinosaur movie. I feel like the Jurassic World movies totally forgot they were supposed to be dinosaur movies.
Yeah, no, they were like just, I don't know, I'm like a man and I can like dominate the dinosaurs and stuff. And I'm like, dude, I'm not interested. But then yet I watched all the movies, so like whatever. You know, like, why am I even being judgy?
Bryce Dallas Howard is like, I'm a helpless woman. I'm going to run around and my shoes are going to fall off. No, this is Scarlett Johansson she's a mercenary.
Yes,
she's 100% the most capable person in the movie.
100%.
And she's leading the expedition, and absolutely you can see why. And she, even Jonathan Bailey. Defers to her, although he's no slouch either. He's not. Well,
he's not the adventure guy, right? Like he's the paleontologist.
He supposedly, studied under Alan Grant.
He did.
That's like the connection back to the old movies. And he's
And there's
good.
a Crichton Middle School bus.
Oh, there you go.
There's a cheese bus apparently in Brooklyn, and it's for Crichton Middle School.
There you go. So yes, this is a decent Jurassic World movie, Jurassic Park movie. If you like such things,
that's. What is it they kept saying? That's a good one.
Yeah, oh God, the boys behind us. Every single time somebody said something even vaguely amusing, they would say, "Oh, it's a good one."
Yeah.
Like that was so funny. It was so funny for them to say this over and over.
About like maybe 60% of the way through the movie, I just started enjoying their commentary so much that I started doubling over with silent laughter.
Okay.
And not laughing at the movie. It was laughing at them because it was so ridiculous.
Do you remember earlier today when I said that most men think they're funnier than they actually are?
Yes.
Yeah, it's because women encourage them in that belief.
Well, these guys didn't need my encouragement. They had no idea I existed.
They did not. I guess most men don't actually.
They were encouraging each other. That was the other thing I found adorable about it. Is they were it was just like dudes being silly together.
Yeah,
they weren't being menacing.
For the entire theater, but okay.
Like whatever.
We also because this was like a 500-person theater, somebody brought a baby.
Yeah.
Somebody brought a baby, like an actual infant.
Yeah, a kid too young to talk. Yeah.
And the baby starts crying like crazy 5 minutes into the film and doesn't stop. And more power to the parents, because they had the absolute chutzpah to sit there while everybody in the theater is shouting, "Get that baby out of here!
Be parents!
Be parents!" Right? And it was just like, after a while, I was like kind of cheering for the parents. Like,
that's you. I was not.
Well, okay. But this
movies ostensibly started at 7, which meant the movie started at 7:30. Babies belong in bed at 8.
No question about that.
Like, huh?
No dispute.
No, I know. I'm just like, huh? Like, why is this baby outside of the 4 walls of wherever it is that it sleeps? Mm-mm.
Yep. Okay.
Nope.
So anyway, Jurassic
I love
World
me a baby,
Rebirth.
No.
We're not going to spoil it any more than that.
We've said everything that happened in the
movie. We have not said everything that happens in the movie. We said barely anything that happens in the movie. I will spoil one tiny little thing, which is that there is a Tyrannosaurus Rex in this movie, briefly, for one scene. It is not a friendly Tyrannosaurus Rex. It does not help the humans. I could not believe that in the Jurassic World movies, where where the T-Rex was constantly helping out the humans. It was their friend for no reason.
Come on now, there's
Never
like
explained.
75 movies at this point. People are like just giving money hand over fist to go see King Kong and Godzilla.
Yeah.
Where
Godzilla shouldn't be mankind's
Godzilla
friend either.
is mankind's protector.
Yeah, right.
On
Let
Earth.
them fight.
And King Kong lives inside the hollow Earth.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Like,
Anyway.
oh my God. This movie is a PhD thesis
was-
in actual science in comparison.
Yes, this was
So,
an
you know.
attempt to rehabilitate the entire franchise. I hope it works.
Yeah.
The director is
Gareth Edwards,
who directed Rogue One.
and directed The Creator, which is a movie that was
Right.
utterly empty.
That was dumb as hell.
But was the
So
most
beautiful.
movie.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was just visually stunning.
It was
Visually
yeah,
stunning.
It was a vision. It was a visionary movie. It
yeah.
was like one of those movies where somebody just had a vision, they made it happen, and they didn't
and
care.
they forgot to write a script.
Yeah, they didn't care. They didn't have a script.
Yeah, and I think it was the same year as the Godzilla movie, which won for special effects, and I understand why. But the Oscar for special effects. But this movie should have won an Oscar for special effects. Like, The Creator. Like, it was amazingly visual.
So Jurassic
Nothing else.
World Rebirth
should not win an Oscar
for special effects.
No, it shouldn't.
It's not. It doesn't look as glossy and slick as the Jurassic World movies did.
Right, which is
I think
actually good.
I think it's on purpose.
Yeah.
I think it's intentional.
It's made to look like the original movies, right? Like, the original movies, when you watch them when they came out, like, looked very real. When you look at them now, they don't, right? Like, you have that sense of something that's animatronic or, like a practical effect. And this movie was replicating that feeling, right? But those things are scarier than if it were some CGI, dinosaur that could crawl up the walls because it could be so much more flexible. Like, it's much scarier, even though, it really can do this and do that because it's a real prop that's all it can do. But when you put that in the right spot, it'll scare the shit out of you, like, even when you're an old fart.
Yeah, so it doesn't look terrific. The performances are all solid, but nothing special, except for Scarlett Johansson, who absolutely
And the
carries
little
the
kid.
film. The little kid was fine. She's a little kid. What is she? It's not a difficult role to do.
She was good. Even as a little kid, she was good.
Did you like her little pet?
I did.
Yeah, it was very cute.
Yes.
We're not going to say anything more about that.
Yes.
Yeah, good movie, honestly. Fun.
Enjoyable. Definitely enjoyable.
Suspenseful, scary at times. The Quetzalcoatlus was like actually really scary. The Mosasaurus sequences are amazing. As it's like attacking boats and things, and it just, and the Titanosaurs were all in wonder.
Yeah.
Absolutely why you go see a dinosaur movie. So yes, I think we can absolutely recommend this one.
Yeah.
Go enjoy.
Yeah. Whenever it actually comes out.
I think like
Is it this coming week?
Yeah, I think it's this week.
Okay.
But yeah, it's worth it.
Yeah. Surprising Monday mystery movie that's a movie that's actually going to make some money.
If you have any fondness for the franchise, it is absolutely worth it.
It's definitely worth it.
Yeah. All right. Well, until next time then.
Yeah. I don't know what we're going to see next, but we'll see a movie next at some point in the future.
It won't be Megan 2.0.
We won't see that together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's PG-13.
I know. Part of me was wondering if that's what the movie would be.
Yeah.
But then
Because Jurassic Park Rebirth is PG-13.
Yeah.
And the only thing you know about the mystery movie before you go is what the rating is and how long it is.
Yeah. And so I didn't look at Reddit, but I looked at the list of upcoming movies to see what PG-13 movies were coming out, because I didn't want to go see a kids movie.
Right.
And sometimes it'll say, like, oh, this is a movie that's good for the whole family, and this didn't say that. So I'm like, okay, well, it's not a kids movie. And the only thing I remember noticing that was PG-13 was Megan 2.0, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't think I could sit through that. And usually if it's horror, they make it clear to you that it's horror. Like, the only things in the mystery movies they let people know to weed them out is it a movie for children and is it a horror movie?
Right.
And if it's not one of those, then they assume you'll be willing to sit through it.
And they were right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did more than sit through it. This is a movie I would have otherwise gone to see.
The Monday mystery movies, there have been some real stinkers.
Oh, yeah.
But for the most part, we've enjoyed them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we've seen some great movies we might not have otherwise seen, like
Absolutely.
Sing Sing.
Sing Sing, I would absolutely not have seen. Absolutely not have seen.
I'm so glad we did.
Criminal that that movie came out in the summer. Like, that movie should have come out in Oscar season.
All right. We'd already logged off this one, but now we're still talking.
Yeah.
We should stop.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
Bye.